the volcanic world where Obi-Wan Kenobi defeated his fallen apprentice, sealing the fate of the galaxy. But what if that confrontation never happened? Anakin Skywalker stands amidst the smoldering ruins of the Jedi Temple, death and blood all around. His former home gone, Operation Nightfall was a total success. Proudly, the 501st Legion respectfully awaits Anakin's next command. In the canon storyline, Anakin's submission to Darth Sidious drives him to Mustafar to eliminate the remaining Separatist Council personally. But what if the dark side's inherent mistrust and paranoia took hold of Anakin earlier? Driven by his desire for power and his desperate obsession to protect Padme, Anakin realizes that leaving Coruscant means having Padme exposed to the most dangerous being in the galaxy, Palpatine. Anakin knows he cannot risk being light years away and still protect her. So, instead of boarding his starfighter, Anakin turns to Commander Appo and a hand-picked squad of the most ruthless, battle-hardened yet loyal veterans of his 501st Legion. He looks these men in the eyes and gives them a stern look, then a single, chilling order. Travel to Mustafar and wipe out the Separatist leadership and everyone that is not wearing clone armor. Be swift, discreet, and thorough. Report back to me once the task is completed. Immediate acknowledgement. Sir, yes sir, from the clones. Their inhibitor chips overriding any hesitation or feelings of weakness. They execute the mission with terrifying, cold military efficiency. Without Anakin's dramatic flair or any emotional turmoil, the elite clone squad silently storms the Mustafar facility, gunning down Newt Gunray and the Council in a matter of minutes. Mission complete. Meanwhile, Anakin remains on Coruscant, his sights now set on the Senate building and his new master. While the 501st Legion executes the Separatist Council on Mustafar, Obi-Wan Kenobi still follows his canon story path, arriving at Padme's apartment. They speak for a while, then the heartbreaking realization remains identical. He uncovers the truth of Anakin's fall, and in a devastating quiet moment, realizes that Anakin is the father of Padme's unborn children. But as Padme deflects Obi-Wan's questions like, "Where is Anakin?" Obi-Wan's deductive mind races. The temple records showed no ship departures, so he concludes that Anakin is still on Coruscant. So he decides to use his brotherly connection and the Force to help guide him to Anakin. Meanwhile, across the city, the doors to the Chancellor's suite slide open. Anakin Skywalker marches in, not to report a success, but to demand his prize. He wants his crown and his promised spoils. His paranoia has peaked, and he no longer trusts Sidious. He demands the power to save Padme now, refusing to wait for Palpatine's vague promises. Sidious realizes his new apprentice has drastically changed in a very short time, so he attempts to subtly manipulate Anakin a bit. But Anakin is too volatile and unwilling to be a submissive pawn. The thrill of being able to let his full power finally surface without Jedi restrictions is liberating for Anakin. Sidious is quickly forced to drop the facade. The red blade ignites. Anakin battles the Dark Lord with terrifying ferocity. Without the emotional conflict of fighting his former master or the physical devastation of Mustafar, Anakin pushes Sidious to the absolute brink. The longer the fight goes, the stronger Anakin seems to get. For a moment, raw power dominates, but the tide of the battle shifts. Sidious is a true heir of the Darth Bane lineage of Sith Lords. He has generations of concentrated Sith knowledge. Sidious uses dark side tactics and manipulation to exploit Anakin's blind rage, catching him off guard and allowing Sidious to strike with a devastating barrage of Force lightning that brings the Chosen One to his knees. Just as Sidious raises his blade to execute his failed apprentice, the doors to the office shatter. Obi-Wan Kenobi stands in the entryway, his blue lightsaber instantly igniting. Seeing his brother tortured by the true Sith Lord snaps something deep within Obi-Wan. The dark side's grip falters against the overwhelming bond of their brotherhood. Obi-Wan leaps into the fray, deflecting the lightning. An absolute spectacle unleashes. Obi-Wan's flawless Soresu defense bolstered by the pain of losing so many Jedi, perfectly complementing Anakin's aggressive, uninhibited Form 5 strikes. They are fighting back-to-back against Darth Sidious. They are both fighting on a level neither of them has seen from each other before. The Senate chamber is in ruins. Hovering platforms lie shattered across the arena floor. The air crackles with dark side energy so thick you can feel it pressing against your chest. Darth Sidious is bleeding. For the first time in decades, the most powerful Sith Lord in galactic history is being pushed back. Obi-Wan's Soresu form is impenetrable today. Defensive mastery at its ultimate height, Obi-Wan has absorbed every ferocious assault, every force blast deflected, every lightning strike redirected. Sidious simply cannot find the opening he needs. In addition, because Anakin won't give it to him so easily either, the Chosen One is fighting at a level that defies the laws of the Force itself. Driven by fury, by grief, by the terrifying realization that the man he called Master nearly died because of his own blindness, Anakin Skywalker is unleashing everything and more. His eyes have long since burned yellow, the dark side surging through him like a current he cannot and will not shut off. Sidious makes his final gambit. He turns away from Anakin entirely and targets Obi-Wan. The lightning is not a move, it is a message. Kill the Master, shatter the apprentice. The blue-white torrent slams into Obi-Wan with horrifying force. His blade arm trembles, his knees hit the ground, the hilt of his lightsaber glows red-hot against his palm as the kyber crystal inside absorbs more energy than it was ever designed to handle. Sidious leans forward, his ruined face twisting into something almost joyful. But he seemed to forget who he was dealing with. Anakin covers the distance in 2 strides. There is no hesitation, no internal conflict, no last moment of doubt, just the cold, absolute certainty of a man who refuses to lose another person he loves. Together, the Negotiator and the hero with no fear overwhelm the Emperor. Years of Clone War battles and their master-apprentice relationship, allowing them to strike down and shatter the Sith's grand plan before the Empire can even take its first breath. The battle is exhausting and emotionally heavy, but one blade, one strike, clean, decisive, final. Darth Sidious, Dark Lord of the Sith, the architect of the Republic's fall, the most dangerous man in galactic history, is dead. Obi-Wan stays on one knee for a moment, breathing hard. He looks across the wreckage of the Senate chamber, at the shattered platforms, the burned seats, the silence where democracy used to echo, and slowly raises his gaze to his former apprentice. Anakin is still standing over the body of Sidious, his saber still ignited, his eyes still yellow. Anakin, Obi-Wan's voice is quiet. It's over. Let's go. The surviving Jedi will need to know we have to reach Yoda, reach the Council. Anakin doesn't move. He does not speak. He is in his own world. When Anakin finally speaks, his voice is completely, unnervingly calm. The Jedi Council let this happen, Obi-Wan. They were blind for years, while Palpatine sat right in front of them. The Senate is too corrupt. The Republic is too fractured to rebuild. He finally looks at his master. My family cannot survive in a galaxy this broken. Obi-Wan slowly gets to his feet. Anakin, don't. You still don't take the time to listen, Obi-Wan. He was evil, but Palpatine was right about one thing. This galaxy doesn't need democracy. It needs order. I am leaving the Jedi Order, Obi-Wan. Immediately. Obi-Wan is stunned and freezes. Anakin's voice isn't filled with the frantic, unhinged rage of Mustafar. It is chillingly calm. I want to be the new Emperor, Anakin continues. I am destined for it, his gaze piercing through his former master. It calls to me, to be all-powerful and strong. And I am the only being in the galaxy strong enough to enforce order. Obi-Wan ignites his blade. His hands are steady. His voice is not. I won't let you do this. Anakin raises his hand. The Force tightens around Obi-Wan's hilt like a vice. The metal warps. The internal mechanisms buckle and snap. The kyber crystal, already fractured from absorbing Sidious's lightning, lets out a final, resonant crack as the energy within it dies. Obi-Wan's lightsaber shatters in his hand. Fragments scatter across the Senate floor like broken stars. Anakin stares dead into Obi-Wan's eyes, delivering a final, absolute warning. Do not challenge me and do not disturb my new family. I have the high ground. Respect my wishes, or I will rain destruction to the remains of the Order. Anakin walks past him. He doesn't look back. He doesn't say goodbye. He steps over the body of the Sith Lord he killed and strides out of the Senate chamber. Not as a hero, not as a Jedi, not even as Darth Vader, but as the new Emperor of the galaxy. But this timeline is far from settled, and I want to hear from you. What do you think happens next? Does Obi-Wan respect Anakin's terrifying warning? Or does the surviving Jedi Order eventually try to strike down the new Emperor Skywalker? Let me know your theories down in the comments. I love reading your perspectives. If you enjoyed this fan fiction, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I could use your help with growing my channel. Please check out my other vids as I continue work on my next What If. Take care. Peace.